Hello students, this is Ujjwala Bhandiwad, lecturer from KLS Gopte PU College of Commerce and Science, Belagavi. In the last class, we already learnt in the data structure chapter about one-dimensional array and the search operation. So, we just recollected that there are two search operations we performed on one-dimensional array, that is a linear search and binary search. In today's class, we learn what is the next operation on a one-dimensional array. So, first operation we are learning is inserting an element into the array. Insertion means we are adding an element into the array. When an element is to be inserted into a particular position, all the elements from a position should be shifted to the higher order positions. Say, suppose we get the element to be inserted, for example x, and the position we specify with the notation as POS. Then shift the array elements from this position to the one position forward. Forward means ahead. And do this for all the elements in the array. So later on, insert the new element x at the given position POS. To understand this, let us learn one simple example. Okay, here we have an array A which has a various items, say for example 10, 20, 40, 50, stored at a consecutive locations. Consecutive means the elements are stored continuously. So in the array we know that the position starts with a 0. So 10 is stored at a position 0, 20 is stored at position 1, 40 is stored at a position 2, 50 is stored at a position 3. Suppose I want to insert a new item, say for example 30. Item means new element. I want to add it in the array at a position. What position is 2 here I have taken. Then what we have to do? First we have to move the 50, item 50's position to the next position, that is 4. See here, first diagram before insertion, how it is, and after insertion what will happen. So before insertion our item 50 is at position 3. So I have to shift that to the next position. So item 50 is shifted to the next position, that is 4th. So it is been shifted to the 4th. Similarly, next element, that is 40, is shifted to the position 3. Similarly, at the last we are inserting the new element, that is 30, at a position 2. So after insertion in this way it will happen. So to understand this, let us learn the algorithm. Okay, so which algorithm we are learning here is inserting an element into the array. So step 1, for I is equal to n minus 1 down to p. Okay, next is a of I plus 1 is equal to ai, and end of for. This is in the step 1. Second step is a of p is equal to item, and third step is n is equal to n minus 1, and fourth step is exit. Here this algorithm is important for 3 marks. Remember students. So n is the total number of elements here, p is the position, and a is the name of the array. Now to understand this algorithm with the help of example, what we have to do is consider one array called A, which has elements 10, 20, 40, 50 and 60. As we know, in array the position begins with 0. So 10 is stored at a position 0, 20 is stored at a position 1, 40 is stored at a position 2, 50 is stored at a position 3, and 60 is stored at a position 4. Okay. Suppose item 30 we want to insert at the position 2. Okay. In that case, what will happen? Already in a position 2, we have item 40. Already item 40 is stored at position 2. We cannot insert again the new element into it. What we have to do? We have to make that place empty. Hence, consider case 1. Here, what we do is given item is 30. Okay, position is 2 and total number of elements are 5. Now, as per the algorithm, I is equal to, they have given n minus 1. N is the total number of elements. Hence, 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 to 2, a of I plus 1. I value is how much here? Initial value is 4. Hence, 4 plus 1 is equal to a of 4. Means, a of 5 means at a position 5, we are storing the value 60. Similarly, in the case 2, now I value changes. That is, earlier it was 4, now it will reduce it to 3. So, 3 to 2. So, hence, in the new position, that is, a of 4 is equal to 50. We are storing the item 50 at a new position, that is 4. Similarly, we are storing now item 30. Since the second place is empty now, we can store the item 30 at a position 2. So, in the exam, they may ask algorithm or they may give problem like this. We need to solve like this, case 1, case 2, we have to solve step by step. Okay. Now the next operation on the array is deleting an element from an array. So what is the deletion? Deletion refers to the removing the element from array. When element is deleted from a position, all the subsequent position are shifted to the lower order position. Say for example, suppose A is an array with element 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 stored in the continuous locations. So suppose we want to delete the item 30 at a position 2. We know that 30 is located at 2 and we want to delete that. Okay. Once the item is deleted, that place remains empty. So we cannot leave that place empty. Otherwise memory will be wasted. So what we do, we shift the next item into that place. Here, after removing 30 item, move the 40 item to the position 2. Similarly, move the number 50 to the position 3. So here is the algorithm. First, A is array, n is the total number of elements. Item is the element which we want to remove it. And from where we are removing, it is specified by the position, that is P. So first step 1 is what? Item is equal to A of P. Then for loop comes I is equal to P to n minus 1. A of I is equal to A of I plus 1. And then comes step 3, n is equal to n minus 1 and exit. Exit means end of the algorithm. So let us learn this algorithm with the help of an example. And here we have taken an array A with elements 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 stored in continuous memory location, and item 30 has to be removed from a position 2. We know that 10 is stored at position 0, 20 is stored at position 1, 30 is stored at position 2, 40 is stored at position 3 and 50 is stored at a position 4. So in the case 1, what we do, first I is equal to, we can see P to n minus 1. P is a position is 2 to n minus 1. N is total number of elements. Total number of elements are 5 here. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Then A of 2. A of 2. 2 how we got? Initial value, p value we have taken it as 2. So A of 2 is equal to A of I plus 1, that is 3. It means at a position 2, once we remove the 30, we have to insert the next item, that is 40 is shifted at a position 2. In the second case, we have to shift the next item, which is that 50 has to be shifted now. So I is equal to 3 to 4. I value increases. Hence A of 3, that is in the position 3, the new next item in the array, that is 50, is added. So one more operation on the array is sorting. What do you mean by sort? Sorting is the arrangement of elements in some specific order. Sorting means arranging the elements in some specific order. There are two different orders, you know that. One is ascending order or it is descending order. There are various algorithms. It may be bubble sort, selection sort, quick sort, heap sort, etc. Okay, but for our syllabus only insertion sort algorithm is there. Okay, so how the algorithm is? A is an array with n. N means total number of elements, and these elements are in unsorted order, means they have not been sorted. Okay, so here for I is equal to 1 to n minus 1. Okay, step 2, j is equal to I, while loop again taken, j is greater than or equal to 1, then a of j is less than a of j minus 1. Okay, and we are exchanging the values, that is temp is one temporary variable we have taken, and then we are inserting the value into it. Okay, end of if, end of while loop, and hence we are concluding this algorithm here. Finally, let us discuss about applications of arrays. Arrays are used to implement the data structures like hash tables, stacks, queues, strings, etc. Okay. Second application is array is also used to implement mathematical matrices as well as vectors. Many databases include one-dimensional arrays whose elements are records. Okay. Then we have some advantages of arrays. That is, first advantage is it is used to represent multiple data items of a same type by using only one single name. Second advantage is two-dimensional array are used to represent matrices. And one more thing is array is also used to implement other data structures like a linked list, stacks, queues, trees, and graph. There are few advantages as well as disadvantages of arrays. So let us remember what are the disadvantages. First disadvantage is we should know in advance how many elements we are storing in the array. As I have told you, while declaration of the array, we specifies the size of the array. Size means how many elements we are storing into that array. That we should know in advance. Second disadvantage is array is static in nature. Static means it is of a fixed size. Once the memory is allocated to array, it cannot be increased nor it is reduced. This nature is called as static nature. One more disadvantage is elements of the array are stored in a consecutive memory locations. Consecutive means continuous memory locations. So, insertion as well as deletions, they take little bit more time, hence they are time consuming in a nature. So these are a few advantages as well as disadvantages. So in today's class, let us recall what we have learned. We learnt about the how to insert an element into the array, how to remove the element from the array, and also insertion sort, advantages, disadvantages, as well as application of the array. So from that you will be asked, first question is write an algorithm to insert element into the array. You have to by heart the algorithm for 3 marks. Similarly, second question is write an algorithm to delete element from array. Third question is write an algorithm to sort the array using insertion sort. Also, advantages, applications and disadvantages will be asked for 2 mark question or 1 mark question. So here we conclude all the operations on an array. In the next class again we continue with the data structure chapter, where we are going to learn about the stacks, queues, linked list, and various types of their applications as well as examples. So here we conclude today's part. Thank you.